balance of power. Give opportunities. Provide responsibilities. Empower to be heard.
Morals and values. Financial resources. Maintaining a critical perspective of the ethical costs. Fundamental values.
Mutual understanding. Tolerance and respect. Work together without imposing values.
Global education. Raising awareness. Creating responsibilities. Support projects and include people.
Inner diversity. Power differences. Recognizing otherness. Come together.
As a final remark on this bombshell, we want to also remark that despite all our inner differences, we have common aspects that all make us human beings, and that is really what this track has been about.
I am sweating from that energy, you know? I almost think we should just keep going with ethic. No, I mean, you just said it, but can you just give me a sense, first of all, of what was the different meanings in what you were saying? Can we do that? I think people here will want to know what those beautiful words meant.
So we had etikk, which is ethics in Scandinavian/Norwegian.
And çeşitlilik was a diversity in Turkish.
We, the Spanish speakers, try to sing youth, which is juventud.
We're speaking 青年. It's a Mandarin in youth.
Us, as a French group, we have tolérance, which is tolerance in English.
And we, the Italian speakers, we were saying youth, gioventù.
Wow. I think that's powerful. I think that's awesome. Let's just have a follow-up conversation now with you guys. Obviously, you're able to bring together all those different languages and still able to have one conversation. And one of the challenges with the group that you guys were dealing with, particularly civil society, NGOs, and religious groups, is sometimes those differences are pronounced, and instead of bringing them together, it sets the world basically on fire in some cases. How did you guys address those questions of differences and diversity within the communities that you were talking about?
Well, the topic of our track could potentially be sensitive, but I think we started off on the first day by setting out certain rules of the game about how we would conduct the workshop, and it all turned out really well. We came to a consensus of how we wanted to operate, and then the conversations and discussions, debates were all very civil and very respectful, and we could come to a consensus on most of the questions that came up. I could give you some examples of some issues that stimulated a lot of discussion. One particular question was, for example, the inclusion of religious groups in global citizenship education, and also how can you promote and build bridges between NGOs and religious groups to promote global citizenship education. this was a tricky question, but I think we came to a consensus on several recommendations on how we could do that, and that was illustrated in the recommendation that was projected.
Excellent. Final question for you guys, and this is a question that we just got on Twitter as well, is, I mean, this diversity here and this, the beauty of this group and this energy and the wisdom of your recommendations, what are you guys gonna do when you go home? Who wants to speak about how are you gonna take this forward? Because we've been making recommendations all morning to government people, all these other sectors, and you guys are the foot soldiers of this movement. What's your plan? Does anybody want to just talk about what you will do? Yes.
One important metaphor is an astronaut when is out in the outer space, he see the Earth and he only see see only one thing, the planet Earth as a one unity. So when we speak about global citizenship, in that sense, we believe that we all human beings somehow are global citizenship, but there is still a lack of knowledge about that we actually are global citizenship in somehow. So about the actions, we have to realize all the local differences, and that's the starting point. With the recognition of our inner diversity, and try to understand those diversity, try to promote and try to avoid all the minimization of some groups that are not well represented. Maybe they are covered by some other leaders that control and have the power. Those differences have to be shown and as an important issue, and those are the values that we want to promote as a starting point for taking action in our local realities.
Profoundly intelligent, isn't it? Let's give them one final round of applause and thank them again for wonderful presentation. Thank you so much, guys. And one more for all the 4 groups that have presented here today. Thank you, guys. You can, yes. I feel like we should be doing I took, while they go. That's what I remember. I mean, look at the beauty of this all, right? In this diversity, the world will not be remotely as interesting without that kind of diversity we just saw on this stage. And the diversity in language, in culture, is used to create something beautiful. I think that's a powerful anecdote that will be, in my view, the centerpiece of the recommendations coming out of these 4 powerful groups. That we have diverse, energetic, amazing, intelligent young people who are able to present something in a creative way that looks, sound beautiful. The diversity is a facilitating tool and not an inhibiting one. So please, let's give all of these groups again one more time, one big round of applause, and thank you all so much, guys. And now, we need reaction from the rest of the audience. We're going to start. The first reaction is going to be by somebody who herself is a trailblazer, who understands diversity, who's been an educationist and a distinguished member of the Board of Trustees for AFS International. Please join me in welcoming on the stage Vishaka Desai. Thank you so much, Vishaka.
How do you say anything except to say, wow. So another round of applause for all of our fellow citizens and to the amazing Cherner. I mean, fabulous, fabulous. I have to say, you know, when you think about reaction, you immediately go back to when you were that age and what you would do to be there again. And in fact, I was transported back to being an AFS student many, many, many moons ago. I won't tell you when, but a long time ago. And remembering that my passion for thinking about what it meant to be a person from one place, to be in another place, to begin to think about why culture and cultural understanding mattered, all happened on the campus of Santa Barbara High School at the height of Vietnam War, when people thought Vietnam was war, not a place, not a country, not a culture. And I kept saying, you know, I could be against the war, which I was, but it's more than that. What about those people? Do we know enough about it? And that got me on the path that 40 plus years I continue to go on, as I know it's true for many of us part of this AFS family. And at the same time, I also was aware that the last few days, some of us who've had the responsibility of the board and AFS World Congress and all of us sort of old fogies, we were very focused on the process, how to get things done. And I remember coming out and saying, you know, why do we not have that passion again? Because we have it. And what our young colleagues have reminded us is that, in fact, that passion never dies. And let me just say that that idea of live what you preach, walk the talk, is exactly what each one of us has to do if we want this world to be a better place. And that's the reality. And last but not the least, I must say, with the leadership in your hands, my heart is at peace. The Chinese will know what I'm talking about. But thank you all, and absolutely, we look forward to continuing this conversation in the afternoon. Thank you, Charner.
Wow, that's what you call a fabulous reaction, isn't it? When you do something and you guys have worked so hard on this 3 days, and then you do something and then you get somebody who's as distinguished as that come up here and say, with the leadership in your hand, I'm at peace. You know, that's when you know, what you'll say in the US, you kind of like, you will do like, good day's job, you know? I can just flap, you know, show off, walk home. You're like, I did it, right? You guys did. Now, we're going to leave what we talk. We're going to have a dialogue. We want all of you to be part of this conversation. So I'm going to ask everybody. We have 2 questions we want us to answer, but we want to create a dialogue. If you're sitting by somebody you haven't said hi to, this is a good time for you to turn around and say hello, because you're going to have a conversation with that person right now. So let's do that. If you have not said hi to somebody, can you introduce yourself to the person next to you? Yeah? It feels like everybody knows somebody in the room. So what I want you all to do after saying hi is, we have 2 questions. The first question is, I want you to talk between the 2 of you and agree on what inspired you the most from the 3 groups. What inspired you the most? And we're going to put up here now the Twitter feed. We want you to take 3 minutes to agree on what inspired you the most and agree to tweet that out. And you tweet that out using the hashtags, and our techies at the back there are going to make sure that those tweets are showing up here. And after those 3 minutes, once you start tweeting, I'm also going to ask a few of you here to say what inspired you the most. But first, let's take a minute to talk amongst ourselves. So talk to somebody who's on your left or right, you choose, or behind you. I'm not going to decide that. But just talk in 2-3 minutes. What inspired you the most about today? Let's do that right now. Some people are very creative, you know? Nice, good-looking people up there. All right, let's have some people tell us why they were inspired by what they said they were inspired. Now, you were supposed to tweet what you were inspired by. The question I'm asking you now is why you were inspired by that. And if we can keep our interventions brief, then we'll have as many people as well in the room within the next 5 or so minutes that we have. Does anybody want to share from their group? Your view should already be up there. You should have tweeted before I give you the mic. So, does anybody want to share why you were so inspired by the thing you said you were inspired by? Are we critical enough about the fact that our event is sponsored by BP and the message that sends? Is that what you're inspired by, Charlotte? Yes. Somebody wants to share something. What are you inspired by? Oh, okay, cool. Here you go. Over there. I can stay here. Yes.
Okay, there you go. Hello to you all again. Well, I was just talking about it with my neighbors here, and what really inspired me these days, and I can't be objective since I was a part of it, is to see how positive we are about the future. We hear all the time that changes are not possible, that we work for peace when it is impossible, and to see so many young people gathered here that traveled all across the world to express their opinions and say what they think, is because we truly believe that throughout education and what we do in AFS, a better world is possible, because we truly believe that with every student we send, with every host family that has a student, with every day we spend working with AFS or other organizations related, we are changing the world, and that just inspires me so much and makes me want to keep on working when I get home.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Round of applause. There's somebody here, in front here.
Good morning, everyone. I did my AFS year 7 years ago, and in these 7 years since that, I have never had a day in my life that would bring so many young people from all over the world that have something in common, some intercultural experience, some vision, some AFS culture, and I'm really inspired by that, to see all the people that understand each other without words, that have something in common. So thank you very much, and I'm very proud and honored to be here.
Thank you so much. Thank you. In the back.
Hi, and thank you. I'm from Ghana, and I'm so inspired about what is going on this morning. I've been with AFS for 32 years. 1983, I was in the US as an AFS student. I am glad. But what is actually hitting me is that there is nothing like African representation. And we are part of AFS, and that is my worry. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. I like to think that I'm a bit of African representation, very much of an African. Let's have the final, thank you for your contribution, sir. Let's have the final comment, then we'll have one more question and take a few rounds.
Hello, I am from Argentina. I was exchange student in 1957-58.
Wow.
We are so happy to be here, and I can tell you that we have a meeting in Córdoba, Argentina, 1957, with Mr. Stephen Galati. Also, we have worked a lot, and we continue working. And I can say to you, please, keep growing, keep learning, keep doing. The future is yours. Please, go ahead.
You know, They used to have quotable quotes. Now we have tweetable quotes. That's a tweetable quote right there. Keep growing, keep learning. The future is yours. Thank you very much, sir, and thanks. I mean, it's amazing experience. And one more question for us to continue our conversations and reflections. We've talked a lot today about also walking the talk, that it's about doing. Global citizenship is not only being, it's also doing. So I want us to reflect and talk quickly. What can you do to take forward these recommendations that have come out of these groups today that we've been hearing about, that we've been inspired by? Let's talk now again in those groups we were doing, and let's tweet those things out as well. What concrete actions can we take? What can we do to promote these values that we just talked about? Let's take 3 minutes to do that. All right. I didn't know my voice was that powerful. Okay. So now it's action time. What are we going to do? Caspar is going to create a new platform for democratic discussion that inspires him and Swan the most. I'm looking for action tweets up there. Can you keep scrolling? Planning to present our work to my ministry, and that's Famira. Excellent job. So let's hear from all of you global citizens in this room. How are we going to take this passion, this energy out into the world, concretely? Who wants to share? Let's start here.
Hi. My name is Marin. I would like to see that in AFS, that the youth gets a louder voice. So I would actually like to recommend that AFS International, parallel to the World Congress, has a youth congress where the youth gets a voice. And so I hope in few years we will come all together again and discuss these matters again and see what came from this symposium and what we have done in the years.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Mary. I am just going to add, and I'll come to you next, that in case the president and CEO of AFS was thinking about the way to take forward recommendations, that's a pretty good suggestion in case you were thinking about something. I'm just saying, I'm just saying, that's a pretty good one to take forward out of this. Yes, sir, your hand was up.
Thanks a lot for your comment. It was somehow in my mind when we've been discussing with Stefania from Italia, and exactly what you said, give the youth a voice. And what I felt was to use your energy, your creativity, and to give a room. So, and if we combine it, and that's now my point, I think from my point of view, it's the best idea not to have one World Congress with the youth and another one for the grown-ups. But I would really like to, together. So one part. So you have the creativity, you have the passion, you have the energy, and the grown-ups might also have something we can contribute here. So if we're able to combine this, so we can be such a powerful organization, and that's my dream.
I'm just saying it gets better and better. Yes, please, let's...
Thank you. The energy, creativity, inspiration we've taken from here, and I would like to create awareness among the youth of the world who are not so privileged, and I would like to make them, who are like my students, and I would like to make them the global citizen, to know what it is to be global citizen. Thank you.
Next, yes.
We should not wait for a year to promote global citizenship and have a youth congress. We should provide youth a platform where they can share their ideas, and whenever they are on exchange, a common theme wherein everybody contributes, and as he rightly said, energy and experience, age no bar. Thank you.
Thank you so much. There's a hand in the back there.
I do not want to wait to go. I want to start here. And I'm saying, we've seen that education matters. So I want to educate all of us that the half of the world represented here will not be at peace until the other half not represented here is at peace.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, everyone. I'm from Colombia, and I'm actually making my exchange year in France. So thank you very much, AFS, because they are allowing me to become a world citizen and to new friends and culture. So I'm very inspired to be here with the UNESCO, with people of so many countries. Thank you very much.
We'll have 2 more hands, so I have to be slightly selective about that. Your hand has been up for a while, so yes, we'll come here.
Hello everyone, this is Omer from AFS Turkey. The world has become such that the challenges are much more global now, and since AFS has started, have the wars ended? No, the peace is still there to defend. And are there, how many organizations are out there courageously stating and defending peace in their mission? So I'm challenging AFS that we need to be more political without being a political organization in this world.
Thank you. I have to give you the microphone, of course, yes.
I have many dreams, but I would like to share with you one in particular. That somebody in this room, some years from now, will be the president of AFS.
I'm just trying to see. I think I have time for one more. Somebody who has not spoken. You already had a chance to speak. Here, I'll come here, yes. On this side of the room, I think.
Hi, I'm Shida from AFS Norway. And before going on my exchange, I just wanted to know a bit more about the world, really. And I had no idea what the exchange would bring me. And now I'm here discussing global matters at UNESCO. That's great. And all this project, this symposium, has really inspired me. And one thing I'd like to dedicate to is to get intercultural learning as a part of the school curriculum.
You have to thank him because he kept it so short. You get a chance as well to speak, so.
Good morning, everyone. To explain the action, I also would like to say what's my role in AFS. I work for the European Federation for Intercultural Learning, which is the federation of AFS in Europe. And my specific role is that I represent externally AFS in Europe. And what I promise as an action is to give most visibility possible to these recommendations. And I'm really glad that these recommendations are very much in line with what other young people all over Europe and in the world are saying. And this is very powerful because AFS is a huge movement, and now that I can have these written down, that comes from a group of 100 young people in AFS, I can easily go out and say, this is AFS. AFS is not only about exchange programs. This is what our young people think and would like for the future. And this is very powerful. Thanks.
On that note, I want to take this opportunity to thank all of you for participating, for being such a wonderful, wonderful audience and being so interactive and contributing to all of this. So give yourselves one more time, one round of applause, please. Let me close with some personal reflections. I want to tell a story of a young girl that most of you will know or have heard about. When she was only 12 years old, she felt that tinging feeling that most of us growing up, we know about, and that growing up sometimes takes away from us. What is right and what is not right. I've had so many young people will say, I just know that's not right. This young girl was in Swat Valley in Pakistan, and she was 12 years old. And they told her because she was a girl, just because she's a girl, she cannot go to school. As a young girl, she knew that's not right. The difference, she decided to do something about it. She spoke up. She said, it's not right. I challenge you that this is not right. Because she spoke up, she was attacked one day in a bus, and I've been at meetings where people say, we shouldn't be making young people superstars. This girl didn't choose to be a superstar. She just said what was right, what she felt wasn't right. She was attacked in a bus and shot in the head. And by some remarkable miracle, she survived. But because she spoke up, she inspired a movement, and a movement that I'm very proud to have been part of. You know, she happens to be a friend of mine, but our lives are so diverse. Because once she was speaking up in her country, she reminds me, as she has reminded and inspired so many of us as well, of other people, some of us. I grew up in a small town in the slums of Sierra Leone. I went to school without shoes. My parents could barely afford to even send me to school. But my parents, my mom, a school teacher, a single mom, believed as well. It's not right that you don't get to go to school just because of where you're born. I became a refugee, lived in a refugee camp in Guinea. Every day we had, every morning you woke up was a gift. It was a gift, just being alive. And I remember they asked somebody, said, what do you want when you grow up? And they said, I just want to be alive. But my parents wanted a little bit more for us. My mom wanted us to go to school. So we went to school. And I came back to Sierra Leone. And I also, when the peace process was going on in Sierra Leone, I thought, it's not right that I'm not represented. I've been through so much in this war. And I decided to do something about it. Like Malala, I spoke up, organized my friends, and we set up the Children's Parliament in Sierra Leone, and I was privileged to be part of that. Now, two diverse stories from two young people from different parts of the world, and we met by some chance at the United Nations. When I was privileged to be the chairperson when she spoke up for the first time after she was recovering from that horrible incident. And we were backstage, and I was looking at this young woman. At the time, it was her 16th birthday, actually, and I made a joke with her backstage. I said, we have a few people here to celebrate your birthday. Of course, when she came out, it was 500 young people from 100 countries around the world, and I got everybody to stand up and started singing for her happy birthday. But the glow in her eyes, and she said, it's not about me. And when she recently won the Nobel Peace Prize, Malala said, it's not about me. It's about the rights of everybody around the world, every young girl who's denied this right. I tell those stories because I think that's what global citizenship should be about. It should be about, we know what's right. We know this is not right. We know it's not right that in this world that we live in today, millions of people are in danger of dying where I come from in Sierra Leone because there's no health infrastructure in the 21st century where we have so much money and so much wealth. We know it's not right that the passport I carry determines pretty much what kind of opportunities you get in life. We know it's not right that so many people in this world, particularly girls, are denied the basic rights to go to school, to become humans, just because they're girls. But that's not the end of the story. The story, the power of the story, is what we've been talking about today. It's one thing to know what's not right. It's another to do something about it, to dare to make change, as we say today, to dare to stand up and speak up. And each of us in this room, incredible privilege. 58 million kids around the world today cannot go to school. They want to go to school. Ask every kid around the world, what do you want the most? I was just in Sierra Leone last month checking out, doing an assessment about the Ebola crisis. And I asked the girls who have been out of school, what do you want the most? Everybody wants to go to school. 250 million young people cannot read or write a simple sentence. All of us in this room can. And it's that privilege that gives us, including myself, a responsibility to not only sit down and say it's not right, but to stand up and do something about it. A little step. Malala just spoke in her little community. And because of that action, it inspired the world, and it inspired her to win the Nobel Peace Prize. And it's inspiring a whole movement to stand up for change. I really hope, as we leave here today, with all these amazing young people, that's what we should all think about. That it's not only about not being right, but what you and I can do in our little corner to make this world a much better place. I thank you for the privilege of being here, and I wish you all excellent, excellent time. Thank you.
I left a part of me to get a part of you. Jah knows how it's hard for me to do it for you, but I'm a lover, yeah. Baby, I'm a wild lover. Me got deep stories, them have become true. Like spend time to do me thing fine, you know. When me alive, I'm stand by you. Tell me have to come back to you. Show me you love every day. Show me that love, we shall make you feel fine. Give me a bright day. Oh, girl, come down tonight. Give me some love. Gonna be la house of love tonight. Get some love. House of love tonight. When things I go bad, yeah, you have me stressed. And to keep you body fit, me go do my best. You do it proper, don't be shy. Love is a gift, this your nature provide. Let me give you some flavors one more time, cause I really wanna know what to follow you like. Give me that love. Gonna be the house of love tonight. Get some love. House of love tonight. But I'm a lover, yeah. Baby, I'm a wide lover. Me got deep stories, them have to come true. Like spend time to do me thing fine, you know. But me alive, when me stand by you. Girl, me have to come back to you. So show me you love every day. Show me that love, we shall make you feel fine. Give me a bright today. Oh, girl, come down tonight. Give me that love. Gonna be the house of love tonight. Of love tonight. Oh, yeah, yeah.
overall coordinator of an event, you also have the honor to give logistical announcements. So that's what's going to happen right now. Thank you all for coming. Thank you again, Chair Noor, for being such a wonderful host. And so I have 3 pieces of information for you. One is related to the recommendations that you have seen on the screen, and some of you have been asking, are we going to get them? Where can we find them? So we don't have a printed copy here right now, but we're going to make sure to post them online, tweet the URL, and then also we can, for those of you who registered and provided an email, we can also send it to you via email. So that's one thing. The other thing is that, as you might know, there is another event starting at 2 o'clock. So that's why we will ask you all to actually leave this room for now. You don't have to leave the building itself. Those of you who are interested, you can visit the AFS ambulance, the replica. And to get there, you just go out of this room, and then before you exit the building, you use the room on the right, the door on the right, and outside you can take a picture with the ambulance, talk with others, etc. The registration and the door of this room will open again at 1 o'clock. And the last thing is specifically for the 100 Years Young Youth Workshop and Symposium participants. Please don't leave. Let's gather in the lobby outside, and we have some logistics information specifically for you. Thank you again for coming.
Save me, save me, save me.